Monterre. Oh, just breathe it in. I swear this is the greatest city in the Gilbrain. I just wish I was safer here. Sometimes when my friends aren't looking, I just stare in the sky and imagine ways that I could leave this life and just come back. But I know too much. I've seen too much. The city is broken, and I must fix it. And therefore I cannot return until I have done what I need to do. So that's what I shall do. On to Dungeon Dads.
Yeah.
Heroes rise, heroes fall. I see 'em on the front line, standing tall. They're risking life and limb to answer the call. But what they fighting for? Don't know, don't care, just along for the ride. But everyone must stand. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna win inside.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. As always, I'm your DM, Tom Blaylock. You are listening to the Dungeon Dads. Every war must end. And I'm joined tonight, as ever, as always, for the last 101 episodes.
There's 101 more episodes?
Yeah. The last ones. There's more than that, too, if you count bonuses. John Watson, playing Ionus Silchavinde. What's up, John?
I'm good. I'm feeling more in control of things for some reason.
That's so great.
Thanks for saying it out loud, John.
Tim Carr, back to work.
Back to work, baby.
Woo!
Filnyr,
Strike is
Omajira.
over. That strike is over.
Strike is over.
Good luck
And
getting
I
anything
think-
done on this now.
And I think your team won.
The editing quality is about to go way down.
Way down.
On Dungeon Dads.
Cough,
You like
cough,
all those
sniff.
fancy sound effects on MCM?
Children running through the background like
Say
in the first
bye-bye.
episodes.
And Sam Frank playing Schnobik the Bastard. What's up, Sam?
It's good to be here. I'm
is
just
good.
glad Tim put those writers in their place. You
I know. I was so happy. I was so happy.
Yeah,
Like,
me and-
it's
me
like
and Bob
it's like
really
nobody
kicked him in
wants
the
to
shins.
work anymore. You know, nobody wants to work anymore. And
It's true.
sometimes you just got to have someone with a strong hand come in and say, "Hey guys, this is how it's going to be."
Strike buster.
Jesus.
Oh boy.
People are going to
Well,
come in and think that Tim really had something to do with this.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. Well, guys,
pretending Tim personally represents the AMPTP is I know it's not really nice to Tim, but it's one of my favorite running gags that we've had for the past few weeks because it always makes me laugh. Just to be
Listen.
like, yeah, Tim.
You guys just should have figured it out 4.5 months ago. It
Yeah,
could have run
right,
a lot longer.
Why do you want to use all these AI writers, Tim?
oh, Tim, do you use AI writers at your job at all? How much
nope.
AI do you use? Don't tell me. I don't
Don't
want to.
tell me.
I
I'm
don't
not
wanna know.
authorized to disclose that information.
Yeah, I bet you're not. Well, guys, this week we are starting in Monterre. You've had a couple of days of rest, and I think Ionus has an idea. But just to catch you up, Florn has escaped and melded into the mountain city. Who knows where he is? You're still staying in Ionus's room, but you've managed some level of freedom coming and going as acolytes. And, over the course of the last few days, you realize that the acolytes, no one is talking about what god they are sort of an acolyte to or of your whole time here. So you're in this weird spot where, you're dressed up in sort of normal, sort of young novitiate robes, but you have no holy symbols on it and no one else does. I don't want to make too big of a deal about this, except at the end of last episode, I just wanted you to know for Schnobik and Ionus, it is weird. Like there has not been a very religious bent on the castle in Monterre in your lifetime. And the Cloud Sea is sort of, letting 1,000 flowers flourish here, where, there is no sort of standard god of Monterre. So, I don't know how piqued your interest is in that. Ignore it if you want to, but that is weird that you have been able to walk around. And the Cloud Sea is now actually has a lot more sort of religious folks walking around in it. So with that, I will turn it over to you. I know you have a mission from Reinhold Erlington to free Ionus's mother. You could ignore that, tell him to fuck off. Like it's entirely up to you what you do.
We have ignored plenty of weird things in this campaign, Tom.
Plenty of weird
challenging
things
us
in
to
this
do
campaign.
that. I don't know.
I'm not challenging you to do it. I'm not challenging you to do it.
Are you working on campaign 3 now? Is that are you trying to plant some seeds?
I'm barely prepared for the ambush. Barely.
Well, I think I'm feeling better. I think it's time we get on to our business. Reinhold did put us up, and I would feel rather shitty if I didn't make an attempt to get Mother out of prison.
And Ionus.
I'd feel rather shitty if I didn't try to get Mother out of prison. Yeah. Oh, do you think she would think you're a bad son, Ionus?
See, that
If you
that
left
ship
her
is,
rotting in a jail cell.
that ship has probably sailed. There are probably many times that I could have tried to come, but I feel like this is our time, Schnobik. We must get her.
And where would you send her?
Our base of operations is in Lakenhearth.
So you would take her with us?
We could take her back with us there. Her sister is in Adair City. We could take her there.
And she would be safe there?
I don't think she's really safe anywhere. I would rather keep her closest with us, but it would behoove us to get her out of prison, at least.
Forgive me, Ionus, but your relationship with your mother seems as if it would be a distraction in Lakenhearth. A liability, perhaps, if Havis were to come to us.
All the more reason we should grab her and then take the fight to Havis. Post haste.
Finally.
I'm glad you agree, Schnobik. I am ready to end this. I am ready to start making things right. This entire time, Filnyr, my goals have been to make things right with Schnobik, then to make things right with my mother.
Sorry, Schnobik just has a very quizzical look on his face. Your goal has been to make things right with me? You could have fooled me.
I am not, I'll admit, I'm not the best at all of this, but those were my goals. When I met Filnyr, you had vanished.
Yes,
And I found that Mother was in prison, and I wanted to find you and free Mother. I've found you, and I've attempted to make right whatever I can for you.
Perhaps the best way to free our mother, then, and defeat Havis Corvair is to put neither of those things on your goal list.
What would you have me do, Schnobik?
Can't we just hire someone to do this?
Hire them to do what? You said she's not safe. We could easily get into that prison and then teleport to Lakenhearth, and then she's free.
How easy would it be to get in?
We have these novitiate robes. You both have the ability to change your faces, and I can polymorph into some rodent and hide in the robes.
Filnyr's robes.
I can make myself go unseen, but I cannot change my appearance.
I thought you don't have a way to do disguise self or some
No
kind of...
one in this city knows you.
No, that is true.
That is also true. They are looking for me and my brother.
But wait,
Yes.
by name, perhaps. Erlington mentioned me by name, but
Shall we come up with a new name for you then?
seems prudent.
Winston.
Winston. Followed by what? You're on a hill. Appear to be members of a church.
Winston Hill Church. No, I like it.
Okay. Winston Hill Church. Yes, maybe I was born on a hill in a church.
There you are.
That's
Perfect.
the naming convention, yes.
Are you sure you don't want to be Blake
Winston Blake.
Hill Church? Maybe the hill was by a lake.
Hill Blake. No, it does not have the same ring as Hill Church.
I've always liked the name Stephen.
Well, we can call you Stephen. Your name is certainly known around these parts.
Indeed.
Stephen of Gatetown.
Of Gatetown.
Sure.
No one's going to believe him as a Gate Town rat.
Far too small, perhaps.
Mickelberg, at the very least.
I've slain dragons for God's sake. No one is going to buy me as a
Greengrocer.
urchin of Gatetown.
I've been asleep. Have you two left the room?
We...
Why would I? Everything I need is right here.
I thought you guys got food or something, right?
Yeah, Erlington brought us some.
Yeah, okay. All right.
He kept bringing us. I mean, it's been 2 days. You guys didn't go out to do anything.
Yeah. Schnobik is housing it.
Okay. So maybe you haven't left
And then
then.
but then every time he's eating, he goes like, that's the good stuff. And then he pauses and he like winces a little bit. Because like clearly that's a phrase he's picked up from his dad that is now ruined for him.
Well, I was wondering how difficult it was for either of you to move around so far. Have you run into any trouble?
No, have wandered the halls a bit. We mostly spent our time talking to Florn, but
security seems rather acolyte.
Oh yes, Florn.
But don't.
Make sure you get a rope for him. We've got to come up with a cover story for him.
Oh, he's gone.
Florn has vanished.
Flown the coop.
Yes, he snuck out while we thought he was sleeping. Used some books and we paid it no mind, but he's gone. We could ask the guards if they've seen anyone, but
Oh no! We must be very careful now. He's left us. We were not on the best terms with him, and he now knows that we are here, and he could tell anyone.
Yeah, I believe the boy's interests are to make a new life for himself in the city. And I wish him the best.
You don't think that he would do that by collecting some reward for us?
reward? Who's offering a reward?
I don't know. I feel like people are looking for Silchavines at this point.
Well, shall we call you Jonas again?
Well, listen, I know this is possibly a futile effort here, but let's not overthink this.
Well, the plan that I have put forth would work either way.
Yeah, so we will put on some robes, go to deliver our mother's services, vestments, what have you. Enter the cell, teleport away.
Who are we worshipping?
Who would you like to worship?
Well, there are just a lot of people here that seem to be worshipping someone. Do we know who that is?
I didn't think to ask.
Yeah.
No, I have not seen any emblems on, now that I think of it. No symbols of any sort.
This is strange. There are a lot of these people around, especially in the Cloud Sea.
Perhaps they have all followed through on Father's threat, and everyone now worships themselves. as he always said they would.
Is this not the normal way of things here? This many acolytes that have.
It's
Not-
not. The Cloutsea is for the nobility, and the clergy doesn't really make its way up this far the mountain.
Yes, the Citadel seems rather acolyte heavy.
Has the government here ever used acolytes as a ruse for military?
That's a good question. Tom?
Not in your lifetime, not that you remember.
I've never seen anything like this. I know I've been gone for quite a while, but
Fads come and go. Do we need to stand here debating it?
Tom, did we notice if the acolytes look particularly svelte and muscular, or had anything
So
under their robes?
So here's the question.
Armor
Why are
wise,
you making a
Sam.
movie, Tim?
Yeah. So here's the question.
Are they particularly svelte and muscular? Do they
No,
have
I mean, do
anything
they
under
look
their
like-
robes?
Do they look like ripped guys that train all day for battles to
I will-
come, or do they look like pious people that are a little soft and lumpy?
Do they look
So-
like real chads? Or
my assumption
like-
was that
more like soy boys?
so my assumption was that you had been coming and going during these last 2 days.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so you have. So I will give you an investigation check. And if you're running your detect thoughts, I will give you advantage on it as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely had it talking to Florin and
Yeah.
been using it here.
If you're interested in these guys, then I can imagine you pulling
Well,
it
I'm
out.
not sure. So I guess the question is, like, Filnyr, I think, is more, his curiosity's peaked right now because of this conversation, not really knowing,
So then,
Monterre. It's a question of when there would
Yeah.
have been the conversation between Ionus and Schnobik going like, this is a strange amount of.
So I'll give you advantage on the roll.
Okay.
And this is going to be a relatively high roll. It's going to be a DC 15
Okay.
on this, but you have advantage. So I mean,
So, and an average
Let's
roll
see.
with advantage on a D20 is like a 13. So let's see what happens, because I got
Yeah.
no bonus, y'all.
yeah.
And I got 17.
wow, nice.
Chads, all of them. Chads. They're not soy boys. These are like everyone that you're seeing in these robes and these acolyte robes have the build of a soldier.
And do they like have something to prove, or are they really packing?
It's hard to tell.
What do they have under their robes, Tom?
It's hard to tell.
Sam wants to know if they're
Um,
growers or showers.
Well, I mean, everyone's a grower.
I feel like I don't think they're wearing underwear under these robes. I think you could probably tell with the little keen observation.
I think you're asking about like whether they have weapons with them or something. Is
Mhm.
that really like
Yeah.
what you're asking? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. At the most, a dagger.
So they would have to get hard to tell.
Wow.
Jesus
Wow. This has gone sideways
Yeah.
again.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for
No,
saying
if
it the
goes
way I
sideways,
did.
then he's got a problem.
Well, Florin won't have any trouble finding the banana on his way out.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's not that kind of episode.
Oh,
I
man.
promise
It's
it's
not-
not.
This is a really serious episode, guys.
I'm about to turn into a rodent and go up one of your robes here, guys. Come on.
Filnyr, we've already established. Filnyr's robe.
Filnyr. Yeah. I have the name. It's Richard. Richard Gere is your character's name. I apologize to Richard Gere. I don't have anything against you.
So as far
All
as
right.
I can tell, he's not a patron, so we're okay.
Yeah. So it is not a large leap to assume that. I mean, you're not seeing a whole lot of soldiers, but you're seeing a whole lot of guys in these acolyte robes.
Okay.
All over the place.
In the few times that I've walked back and forth through the halls and out of the castle to get my bearings, it did seem that, like, many of these acolytes were strong stronger than I would assume in a house of God.
Well,
They all looked somewhat menacing, and
speaking honestly, doesn't everyone look strong to the three of us?
Not going to argue that.
no, I disagree. I disagree.
No, my strength is 10. That's perfectly average.
For a hero. Average for a hero.
Right, for a hero. And Filnyr is, sinewy at best, right? Like,
Right.
Just
Still the strongest among us.
The fat has worn off, and it's just like, it's not that he's not that buff. He just doesn't have any body fat left because we haven't been eating our dairy filled cream puffs and all that stuff.
Right.
Does Erlington normally have a guard, or perhaps this is some sort of guard working undercover so as not to rouse suspicions among nobility that he needs more protection?
I'm not sure. That doesn't sound like him. I mean, when you were...
If not him, then who else might install such a thing?
That is the question. Perhaps we should just keep our heads down for the time being. I mean, obviously, Erlington knows they're all here. He has robes that he can give us, so he's got to be somewhat in on it. He told us to use the robes to walk around town, and
that
he
does
hasn't.
Sound like something that would be Mother's idea, doesn't it? Surrounding yourself with oiled muscle men in robes.
Tom, in the detect thoughts portion of walking around and hearing things, did I catch any surface thoughts with names that might have seemed like a loyalty? And I know Filnyr doesn't know all of the factions and that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, I'm going to say you probably weren't tuned into it looking for things like that. I mean, my guess is you're using it as primarily a stealth tool, right? Like, are they noticing me?
Right. Do I need to be worried about them when I have my back turned, kind of thing? Yes.
Right. Yeah. And so I'm going to say, no, you didn't pick up any specific names. I think at most, you heard people checking for their weapons. And, I'll say that when you were walking around, you noticed one small cache of swords that was in an ale bucket that, looked like it would have ale in it, obviously, but it had, the top was not nailed on and there were swords in there. So, So I think you're sort of putting together that they're walking around largely unarmed as acolytes, but there's weapons everywhere.
Got it. Okay, I'll relay that to everybody, so I don't have to say it again and again.
I have a critical question. How much do we care? Might we just go spring our mother from prison, finish our world-saving business, and deal with this later?
It's just better to have all the information, Schnobik. If we're going to put these robes on, I don't want to be blindsided if someone asks us to do something.
You always say it would be better to have all the information, but we never have all the information. And if we're never going to have all the information, might it not be better to act first and gather information after?
I can't argue that. All I can say is...
all I'm saying is we do have a pronounced tendency to dither.
All I can say is I would rather you be more prepared than less prepared. If we're putting on these robes, I'm putting my life in your hands.
Schnobik is picking his teeth with his rapier. I've never been more prepared in my life.
If you're ready then, Schnobik, allow me. I'm going to begin casting Rari's telepathic bond on everybody.
Okay.
And then I would know how long it would take to get to the dungeon.
10 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, going straight.
This is another tower kind of in the same
Yeah. Same
district, right?
Same district, close by. And she's not being kept in the normal prison. Like, this is for like political prisoners, nobles, there is a torture chamber in the lower levels for interrogations, but again, interrogations of people that matter. You're not breaking into the standard like drunk tank here.
How, if I cast raries and then polymorph, am I still not going to be able to speak to them?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay.
What are you going to polymorph into?
Because you can't when you're polymorphed, but your thoughts
Are still your
Wait,
own.
That's what I was wondering. Like, how far are you willing to let me go with that? Because I assumed that my thoughts would be my own, but you know,
I mean, I think
you,
so.
you have to
You
take the
keep your
mental.
same
You have to take the mental
intelligence and
stats
everything,
of
right?
the mental
Do
stats
you-
of the thing you turn into.
So you want to choose an animal that has
An intelligence.
a decent intelligence, right?
That might prove difficult if it's
Well-
something small and hidden. But if it's just for a few minutes, no big deal, right?
Are you going to impose any limitations on us bringing gear with us, or
So-
armor,
So I will not.
or shields?
I will not. But walking around with armor and shields might get people to like ask you questions or tell you where to put them.
Mhm.
So you can try to hide them.
I mean, Filnyr can go invisible.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's inaudible, but obviously they won't be able to see him. So
All right. So you know the prison well enough that you could walk right up to it. I'm going to say you don't know any like secret passages in or any of that. But it's not a terrible, I'm assuming that Ionus wouldn't think it's a terrible idea to go in and try to bluff his way in, or, do your other thing. You could try and teleport in. That's the other thing, I guess, but you don't really know where that is.
No, I mean, I definitely. The plan is definitely to have one or two people in robes to just walk straight to her cell.
Yeah. Okay.
do we know that is something they can do?
We don't.
I believe in you.
I mean, I'm happy to walk in robes to get there, but I'm not going to do it without armor on, which might draw some suspicion.
How long does invisibility last?
I mean, I can cast
Like
it on
10
myself
minutes?
at will, so
It's an hour.
yeah, and I can also, take it off and put it back on.
Oh, is it greater? That's only
Yeah, greater's only a minute.
A minute. Yeah.
And I mean, it's a second level spell. I can cast it on myself without using a spell slot. But I can cast it on an additional creature for each higher spell slot if I wanted to, I suppose.
Yeah. So you could go,
But that would only-
you could
spell
actually
slot.
cast it with a slot, and
Yeah,
make
but
us
that would
all
only get
invisible.
us to the door, right? To whatever door we need access to that we're presumably trying to walk through with the guard's blessing, if there's guards there, right? So I'm not sure that that's a solid strategy, but it is an idea.
Did we talk about any of this with Erlington? I feel
Yeah,
like
I
he
mean,
would have been able to give us some intelligence
he
on this.
Gave you exactly where it was.
Mhm.
But
But does she take religious services? Are acolytes given access to the prison?
yeah. So
What might we need to say in order to be convincing about that?
So we'll hand wave it and we'll say that she has noon prayers
Okay.
as far as the guards know.
Mm-hmm.
But she always seems to be visited by the same beefy Chad
Okay.
acolyte.
And I assume in our casing of the place we have identified
Yes.
Chad LaBeouf.
Chad LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And then we may need this one to have an accident on his way. Or perhaps direct him somewhere else with an invented emergency.
We could get there early.
Better if we arrive right on time.
Are you suggesting get in robes and go in with him, or be invisible and follow him in?
No, I am suggesting stab him in a back alley. and then take his place.
If that'll get us in.
Ionus, you're sure this is a risk worth taking?
To me, it is. This is my mother.
I mean, should you prefer, we can shove him into a harmless demiplane for a certain period of time, I suppose.
We also could do that. I may need that slot later.
It's approaching 11:15.
I could
So
put him in a force cage, but that would be obvious.
We could also just clock him over the head with a stick.
Yes, assuming we find
You
him
look
alone.
strong, Filnyr. You can do it.
Well, if Chad LaBeouf is strong too, he may take more than one blow.
Do we know when he's leaving and where he's going right now?
he's coming from the tower where you are, somewhere inside here, and he stops and gets himself a cup of bula and eats a few oysters, and then heads to the prison.
It's too late to tamper with his oysters, I'm guessing, because that seems like rife for mistreatment and side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking. I was like, I can't believe I don't have any like poisons in my inventory or anything.
Yeah.
Sleep potion, nothing like that.
No,
I do have. Hold on. I think I still have one of those potions for what's her name
Tell me more.
Gonna
that
need
they-
more information.
that they used to knock out. Remember episode 12? We found
Yeah, like crystal clear.
her in the Horine brothers took her, and I just don't remember her name. But she
Syl
can teleport
Moonbrook?
all
Syl
over the place.
Moonbrook.
Syl Moonbrook. I have one of her little knockout potions.
I have no notes from that
Oh.
episode, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
We didn't use all of. We were knocking her out, and we had like 4 of them, and we kept knocking her back out. But I didn't use all of them. I have one left.
okay. Nice.
John,
Deep cut.
That's a deep cut. Let's do it.
on that character sheet, man.
Like, whoa, there it is right there. Knockout potion.
There. Fantastic. Give it to me. I will subtly introduce it into his bulla.
All right. I hand it to him.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So you guys are going to leave the room, I take it? Are you already
Mhm.
going to be
We're gonna be-
transformed?
I'm gonna be
I
robed.
mean, we should be wearing our robes.
I'm gonna just let them handle it. I'm gonna polymorph into a chipmunk, and I'm going to crawl into Filnyr's robes.
Okay. So
Heavy, bulky robes. that-
so here's what I'm going
Wait,
to do.
now
So,
if Filnyr goes invisible, is there just a chipmunk floating around in midair then?
No, I turn invisible if I go into his invisible.
yeah,
clothes.
everything in his
Mm.
that he's carrying goes
everything on
invisible.
my person.
Okay.
So this is what I'm going to do. So Filnyr, you will have advantage. You're wearing medium armor, but you're not wearing the disadvantage medium armor, are you?
I have breastplate, so it's
So no. Okay.
not disadvantage.
So you'll have advantage on the stealth check. And then Schnobik, what are you wearing? And are you bringing shield? Like what all are you bringing?
I'm bringing shield, rapier. I guess I don't need to bring longbow. I'll leave my longbow behind.
Okay.
You can't really stick that under a rope.
That's hard.
No, they're very tall.
Yeah.
Shield's kind of tough too, actually. But hold on a second here. Oh, and then I think I'm wearing studded leather.
All right. So studded leather is going to add 3 to your DC, and the shield is going to add 5 to your DC. So you'll have a DC 18 stealth check for people not to notice that you have this stuff under your robe.
Okay, you want me to roll that now?
Yeah, I want you to roll that now. This is going to be getting you out of the building. This is the most
It's a
important part of it. And
DC
then
18 stealth check. Ooh, now that's a 16,
okay,
but I'll use a luck point.
okay,
27.
nice. Okay, so somehow you're able to tuck this shield at kind of an angle, like on your
On my
left
back.
hip, or on your back. Sure.
Mhm.
So the hood comes down, and
Mhm.
it's it makes your shoulders look like you have broader shoulders than you actually do.
Indeed.
And so that works. And then Filnyr, could you give me your with advantage stealth check? This is a DC 12.
Yep. 15.
15. All right. So you make it out past the guards that are in there, that are in their normal guard clothes, and you get into the training grounds. And there's close to 50 of these acolytes here as you're leaving around noon, who are using, wooden training swords and are clearly very good at their craft. And Schnobik,
Passable.
you recognize several of these men as men who came up with you when you were a child and were being trained by Reinhold Erlington. You have no doubt in your mind that some of the more elite troops are here and dressed as acolytes. The Bulla shop, which is halfway between the jail and the castle, you're going to start making your way there.
So I just realized now I have to be the face of this whole operation, right?
You have to be the face of this whole
Schnobik
operation.
with his -1 charisma modifier.
You do. It's going to be you.
Awesome.
We could Cyrano de Bergerac this whole thing if
I
you
mean,
put on a mask.
The Rary's is on.
Yeah, Rary's is on.
So
After they asked me politely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
oddly enough, you leave the building
Mhm.
and you see that Chad LaBeouf is also leaving the building at about the same time as you.
Okay.
And give me a perception check, and I'll let Filnyr give one as well. Ionus, you're just in his
24.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a 20. So we both did pretty good.
Okay. Here is the detail that you notice. His ears are scarred up, and he has no beard. Like the tips of his ears have been cut off.
Shit.
Is this one of the guys that Schnobik would recognize from being brought up in Erlington's army? I guess Sam should ask that question, not me. But
you do not recognize this guy.
He's an elf.
Yes, or maybe a half elf. It's very hard to tell, but he is elven for sure. Elfish.
Seems a little elfish.
Yeah, a little elfish.
Yes, well, let's hope this potion works on him.
Yes, let's hope.
Wait, was Syl
was an elf, right? She was an elf, wasn't she?
She was.
It was a special potion.
And it worked on her.
It
Yeah.
worked.
Ha ha. Forget I thought that. All right. So I am going to, per Daryl Zero's advice, people notice you following them when they turn around and see someone following them.
Mm-hmm.
They won't know you're following them if you get to the location first.
Very good.
Very good. That's a good reference right there.
Yeah,
So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the Bulla shot.
Okay.
And I am basically going to order some Bulla right as he's coming in to make his order.
All right.
I'll pretend I'm thinking about what I want.
Good.
And then I'm, Bulla.
Yeah. Do you want chicory in there?
Can we have a name for the order?
Yeah.
Steven.
All right. It is an all the countertop is all brass. This is high end. It's all nobles who are sitting out in the square, and you don't get Bulla by going up to it's not like a Starbucks. You sit at a table in the square, and someone comes out and takes your order and delivers it to you.
Oh, it's table service.
It's all table service.
Yes,
Oh,
table
well, that
service.
changes my whole approach here then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. No deal. No, well, I'll just be sitting there drinking my bulla then when he shows
Okay.
up.
Okay.
The timing doesn't have to be so precise.
So Chad comes up.
Does he take
And-
his to go? Do we know?
They don't have paper cups in Monterey.
He
There's
always
no trees, man.
he sits down and we'll drink it right here. And so he gets a table that's a few tables away from you.
Mhm.
And he orders, and the waiter disappears, and Chad hears something, and he sort of perks up and he looks around and he makes eye contact with you, but he doesn't recognize you. And
Well,
he-
I certainly wouldn't make eye contact with him.
well, he looks directly at you.
I'm
As
just
he
catching him out of
scans-
my periphery.
Yeah, as he scans around, and you are not the only acolyte
Mhm.
dressed person here, and
Mhm.
and so he scans the square, and as you look back at him, you see that he is nervous about something, and he gets his bulla, and I'll let you tell me what you're going to do. So the person brings the bulla out, and are you going to try to do something?
Man, I just thought of a way better plan, but it's too
Um,
late.
And Filnyr's invisible.
I'm actually going to go up to the person who is bringing the bulla before they get to his table.
Okay, all right.
And I'm going to sort of stop them and say, excuse me, do you know where I can get a bite to eat? And I'm going to be gesturing with my left hand really in an exaggerated manner to draw their attention. And then I'm sleight of hand. I'm going to just drop a little drip into his bulla.
Okay, 1 second. Let me.
Wait,
I need to.
Filnyr's going to be back by the table while this happens, by where Schnobik was sitting before, knowing that it's tight room. There's not room for invisible people to sneak through without getting bumped into. But he's going to find like a piece of silverware or somebody's cup that's near an end of the table. And as Schnobik goes up, just, and the person looks away when this weird accented person starts talking, just going to knock it off the table and make a clatter the opposite direction.
Oh, so it kind of like
to distract Chad.
Chad. Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. I will tell you. Well, so
Basically, I'm giving him the help action on whatever this sleight of hand is.
Yeah. So you'll need a sleight of hand, and
So we're doing this with advantage then?
you're going to get advantage on this.
Okay. Should I roll that first?
I'm going to warn you. I
Okay.
just rolled a natural 20, but
We don't
For
know what his
what,
bonus
the
is.
Perception?
waiter doesn't have a big bonus. so
22.
okay. All right. So
Let's see, how big is that bonus? Hold on. Should I use a luck point?
I don't think you're going to beat a 22. And if you use a luck point, you have to take the new roll,
I
right?
can beat a 22.
Oh, I see. Oh,
I
yeah,
have
you
a
have
plus
a plus
11
11.
bonus on my sleight of hand.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
would say, I mean, it's a waiter. He's probably got a 0 bonus, but do it.
Tom said he doesn't have a big bonus, and he said it sort of sarcastically. But all he would need is a 2. Because tie goes to the perceiver, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, you got a plus 11.
All right. I'm using a luck point.
So here's the question. So you use the
Yeah.
luck point, and then you have to use that roll.
No, right? It's still God damn it, we do this every time.
No, so the luck point is re-rolling the result of this roll with advantage,
Oh, okay.
right? Just
All right,
like
so it's either
just like
22
silver barbs, right?
And
Isn't it?
I think what we're talking about is with if he had disadvantage, then you can roll the luck point and then choose one of the 3 rolls.
Is that how it works?
Yes, but if you have advantage, I
I'm
don't
looking it
know.
up.
I don't
You,
know if
you
that's
choose
the
it. Yes,
deal.
that's right. That's right.
You roll and you choose one of the highest of the 3 rolls.
That's right. Okay.
Because
perfect.
basically it's like I'm choosing to re-roll the lower
Okay, so
one.
so whenever you
Right.
make an attack ability check saving throw, you spend a luck point. You can choose to spend one of your luck points after you roll the die, but before the outcome is determined,
Okay.
you can choose which of the d20s is used for the
We're
Okay.
in it.
Mhm.
for it.
So like
Literal.
I got a 21 and a 22, and I'm re-rolling the 20.
You're not re-rolling. You're
No,
just
you're
rolling an extra
another
die.
one, and then
Yeah, you get to
if-
choose which one of the three.
This is
Yeah.
even better than I thought. You can even do it with
Alright.
advantage. Yeah, just choose one of the three.
All right, here we go.
So
right?
you
having
don't know if-
disadvantage and then rolling lucky, you
It's super
turn into
advantage.
super advantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't do that to you very often, but
some
That's-
bullshit right
That's some
there.
broken
God
shit
damn
right
it.
there.
I rolled a 15.
oh,
So
shit.
taking the
All right,
22.
Take this.
We're just taking the 22.
Okay. So the
So
waiter,
wait, now can I do like an insight check to see if I feel like he noticed?
oh, you're gonna know. so the waiter, like you step in front of him and you sort of very deftly
Mhm.
pull out the vial and pour it into the bulla as Filnyr knocks over a cup and like
Mhm.
causes a commotion,
Mhm.
and the waiter just looks you right in the eye and says, "How much gold do you have?"
And I say, more than you could ever dream of.
I have a very vivid imagination. Do you know-
Mm.
Do you know who Chad LaBeouf is?
Shia's brother.
Clearly,
Sorry, I'm not
Clearly-
in this.
clearly you do, or else you wouldn't be trying to kill him.
Oh, I'm not trying to kill him. And then I'm just gonna open my robe a little bit to show my sword, but I might be trying to kill you. Choose your words carefully.
He's going to think that I poisoned him. And if he thinks I poisoned him, I'm as good as dead. I've never seen you here, stranger.
How much would you need to go and make a new life for yourself in the Mickelberg?
1,000 gold.
Very well. You shall have it. Meet me behind the store, the Bulla shop, in 10 minutes.
All right, let me.
Do you need me to roll a deception check on that one?
Yes, you roll a deception check, and he's going to roll an insight check.
Oh, shit. All right, Schnobik. All right, Schnobik, you motherfucker.
This guy. Are you?
Did he-
Oh, I turned these on the GM
Turn these
only.
off.
I'm sorry. I thought you
okay.
could see him. I thought you could see him.
Schnobik got a 7.
Oh man. Okay. Very well. I'll see you behind the building in 10 minutes. And you see him walk over to Chad.
Wait. No, before he goes over, I go, bring it to my table. And I go back and sit down.
Okay. He looks around. And at this point now, Chad LaBeouf looks up at him. And he just averts his eyes and brings it over and says, sir, you spilled your drink, did you?
I mean, yes. No. Away. And I just wave him back inside or back behind the counter.
And the guy looks at you and says, wait, do you want me to deliver this to him or not?
No, go away.
But the poison.
Go away. No, I don't say
Very
it that
well.
loud.
Very well, sir.
Go away.
All right, so he goes back into the kitchen.
And then as he's walking away, I stand up and I go, "Oh, you idiot!" And I take the bulla over to Chad and I go, "This is not what I ordered. I believe he intended to bring this to you."
Interesting. I don't recognize you, soldier.
Well, I don't recognize you either. And I just turn around and walk away.
Okay. All right. All right. That's pretty good. Here, I'm going to do. Oh, okay.
I mean,
So-
listen, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah. So So he sort of sniffs at it. It's the right temperature. It's the right everything. It smells like he clearly see him. He thinks it smells like what it's supposed to smell like, and he's putting it up to his mouth. And the waiter calls out and says, "Chad, no, Chad, no.
Oh,
He's the poisoner. Chad."
Wait a second. Can you cast something? Filnyr? Silence.
In my head, I translate in my head. I don't have anything for this. I have a different.
I'm sorry, Schnobik. I've got nothing.
Have him chase you around a corner, and I can put him in a box, and then we can go. It'll buy us an hour.
I'm just gonna stand up and shout, "Do you have my bulla ready or not? I will take no more of this insolence, this doddering."
Chad gets up, looks at you, and starts to run toward the prison.
I'm gonna just keep yelling at the waiter and trust that Filnyr and Ionus will handle this.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Ionus has no idea what's happening unless he can see through my invisible cloak, which he probably could actually.
I'm in the
Now that I
pocket
think
as a
about it.
chipmunk.
This is the last time I'm coming to this bulla shop again. I was told there
Ionus,
was
stop
excellent
wiggling your
bulla
tail.
here.
It tickles. It tickles.
I've never been treated with such insolence.
All right, so Filnyr's gonna head that way too.
Okay. This guy is running.
Yeah, I know. How far are we from there?
It's probably a 3-minute run at his
Okay.
at his clip.
At his clip. Okay, and are there curves, alleys, corners, things like that?
Yeah, he's gonna have to go. He's gonna have to go around a couple of temples. We're not on the main street here, so he'll have to head back toward the prison. So you kind of are in a bit of a triangle from the castle tower, the training grounds, over to the bulla shop and the thing. So he, the roads are largely in grids, and so he's got to go up 7 streets and over 3 avenues to get there.
Yeah, I think Filnyr's going to give chase, and the chipmunk is going to drive him crazy with the tail that's like tickling him in the wrong places as he's running. And then the moment that we're in like a quiet part of the street, if he takes he goes from like a bigger avenue to a little street and it's relatively empty.
Can you throw the chipmunk at him?
Yeah, I could. I could launch the chipmunk, or as long as I can stay within 100 feet of him, I literally can force cage him, which would buy us an hour.
I don't think it would, with him shouting from within a force cage.
Yeah.
I guess we're talking. Yeah, I guess it depends on what our ruling was on how sound travels through the force cage.
I'm feeling it's still going to be pretty conspicuous, even if he's on a side street.
He's going to be out in.
Yeah,
the people are going to see
an
him.
invisible cage, so he's going to be there like banging on stuff. He's going to look like a lunatic.
Yeah, I mean, it's
going to look like a mime.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll tell you, you're not going to have a time between here and there where there aren't at least some people around.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're essentially in downtown,
Yeah. Okay.
San Francisco or something.
Right.
Like, this is like, it's not so packed, but it's packed enough that, even a side street is going to have a shopkeeper that's sweeping out their store. Or,
I mean, I have other things I can do, but like, if we're not going to be alone, like I can't hold him and then wail on him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
which I have, but like, we're not going to be.
It's up to you. Yeah. I mean, you could do it.
Fuck.
Can you beat him inside the place?
I don't know where I'm going. Filnyr doesn't have the familiarity with this that Schnobik would, right? Like, his plan was to follow Schnobik.
This is all going to shit.
This is all going to shit.
Absolute shit. It's going to absolute shit.
Can't you teleport him against his will?
We could. I was going to say, just throw me at him. My DC is my spell save DC is pretty high at this point.
I mean, I could also have him seemingly go insane in a mental prison for a minute, but it only buys us a minute. And that's assuming he doesn't save. And then we're both visible. I'm guessing his int save is probably not very good, though. Fuck.
All right. In the meantime, I have collected his bulla. I've poured it into my water skin
Yeah.
and said,
Okay.
I'm never coming back here again. And you, and I point at the waiter, I'll remember you. And then I walk briskly out the door and wait till I'm out of sight of it, and then I start running too.
Okay.
I'm trying to get mental updates from them
Okay.
as I'm running.
I will sort of tell Schnobik, like, 3 blocks, turning right. Give him those as we're running. And then assuming I can stay within 90 feet of him, I'm gonna cast Hold Monster
Okay.
on
idea.
him.
Oh.
So he has to. This is the only DC 19 Wisdom save.
Woo! That's a hot DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also going to become visible the moment this
Yep.
happens.
Yeah,
So
as soon as you do.
I kind of want to do it like right as I'm about to turn a corner,
Okay.
so that like it looks like to people on that other street that I've just walked around a corner, and for
Got it.
anybody that might see me become visible, I basically jump around a corner in an instant.
I'm going to say he's made 2 turns, and on
Okay.
his second turn, you're able to turn the corner and target him. All right. So here is his save. 17.
Wow.
Okay.
17.
So
That's
I've held
really
him, and then I'm
high.
going to tell Schnobik, get over here, and we can pull the poison down his mouth.
It's not poison. How many
Whatever.
times do I have to say
Sorry.
it's not poison?
Everybody said poison so many times, I've forgotten. This wasn't supposed to happen this way. Just get over here.
Wait a second. And so I round the corner, and do I see him?
He's running, and then he gets held, and as soon as he gets held, he just like falls and face plants down on the ground. Now he's going to have at least 2 rounds to save as you're catching up. I mean, you're more than 12 seconds behind. So I would even say maybe like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So 3 rounds he's going to have to save. So Filnyr, if you have things you want to do
he
to
gets
him
to save at the end of each round?
each turn, yeah.
Okay, so in that first 6 seconds, I'm going to pretend to check on him. Be like, sir, are you okay? And I'm going to pat him down for keys and weapons.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. He's got a rapier. He's got 2 daggers. He's wearing studded leather armor, and it is super nice.
And what kind
armor.
of belt buckle does he have on?
He's wearing it's actually as a silver belt buckle with a moon on it.
Okay, so as I get closer, I am going to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
If you
Just so
want
I have-
all of our inside jokes, please subscribe to Mountain City Mayhem.
There's a Mountain City Mayhem
Exactly.
joke that Tom likes to pull. But I'm going to have my Mage Hand help me sort of de-weapon him and look for keys. So I've got 3 hands
Okay. All right.
rifling through his stuff to help speed this up.
Yeah. He has a small tin in it that is it's locked somehow, and it's when you shake it, it sounds like there's like small things rattling around in it.
Okay.
And he has a wedding ring, and he's got about 30 gold on him, and
Okay.
that's it. No
So
keys,
no
no
keys.
nothing. Nope.
Does the tin open?
It's locked.
Okay.
So I would have you do. I mean, you got 3 rounds, so I'd have you do an attempt to.
Well, I might have 3 rounds, or I could just pocket it and deal with
Right.
it later.
Right. Up to you.
So I think that would be the instinct, would be to pull the rapier, pull the daggers, and I don't know if there's a sewer grate nearby, toss the daggers down.
Okay.
Um,
And then this is you get
How
the rapier.
nice does the rapier look? I'm asking Filnyr in my mind.
It's nice. It's
Does
nice.
it look like a nice rapier?
Yeah,
It's probably
nice.
not nicer than mine, though.
No, it's not nicer than yours.
get over here. You could be the judge. Hurry.
All right. First round. You got the rapier and the dagger away. You haven't put it down the drain yet.
Okay.
19.
Son of a bitch.
All right. So
Don't we
So-
have manacles or something?
I don't
Anybody have
dude.
anything?
I don't run around with heavy ass manacles.
So he runs, he tumbles down, you catch up to him. are you okay, sir? Are you okay? And you look under his robes, and you manage to get his rapier and his dagger away from him. You're still holding them, and he flips over and he goes, who the devil are you?
You fell over, sir. Are you hurt?
I didn't drink anything. That madman, he must have poisoned me. How did he do it?
Who? What? Drink? Where were you?
He turns his head and he sees Schnobik running toward you. And he says, that madman, help me to my feet. We must get to the prison. We must get to the prison. I must inform my lady that the assassins are striking again.
Your lady assassins? This sounds terrifying.
Yes, come with me. Come with me to the prison at once.
I will.
You will cast Hold Monster again.
Well, hold on. I'm actually looking at. I have to touch invisibility's touch. That's too bad. I was actually going to just like remote cast invisibility on Schnobik and just go with this ruse.
Quickly, my rapier, my dagger. If he catches us, we're in for a fight.
I've got them. Just don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. All right. So he takes them. He takes his rapier, and he takes his dagger, and he's holding both of them. He says, "We must run now. Are you fast, half elf?"
Reasonably.
Let's go. And he says, "I am of the Wood Clan. I am much faster than you."
I start running with him, and in my head, I'm telling Schnobik, he seems to work for the lady. He seems to work for your mother.
Put him down, Filnyr. God damn it.
He seems like he could be an ally.
You're running with him.
Yes.
Are you two now exercising
I am very persuasive,
partners?
Schnobik. I can lie to people and they believe me.
So
this is not the time to make friends.
So Schnobik, you see him. He takes a right up, one of the alleyways, and he's now getting very close to the prison. And so you have about 2 blocks, and you actually are going faster than these guys, but it's taking you around to catch 5 feet on them every time with your dashes.
Okay, so we're gonna get a little closer to where we're going, and then Filnyr's going to stumble intentionally, and in the stumble, cast Hold Monster a second time. Just to not raise suspicions.
Totally. I got it. All right. There's another.
And if you need a
wisdom
deception
save.
check, I will give you one.
I'm going to need it only if he doesn't, only if you don't get it.
Only if he saves, yeah.
Okay, here we go. That's a natural 1.
Nice.
Douche. He falls down, but you also fall down.
Oh, fuck. I fucked up. I have silvery barbs. Why did I not just have him save again?
Oh, man. Oh, well.
You may still need it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I got plenty.
And then
He's a sorcerer
and
now.
then when I see him fall again, I go, Chad, is that you? Are you okay? What's wrong? Elf, that's my friend. Is he okay? And I'm going to look around like nonchalantly.
Yeah.
Like, is anybody watching?
Give me a
this?
perception check.
This is fucking comical.
23.
There's a couple of people in shops. There's a bookseller that has seen the whole thing, and he starts to come out. He says, "Oh, these damn cobblestones. They're
Chad,
gonna
I
kill
told
someone.
you were too ill to take your exercise.
We shouldn't have been running so fast.
Is he going to be all right?"
Here, Chad, drink this. It will make you feel better.
Yeah, he's not even. It's like you flip him over. He's sort of like hold monster kind of paralyzes them, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like even his arms are stuck in the thing. The bookseller's like, "That's not good. That is
But
not
his
good."
swallow reflex still works, right?
You still
don't
breathe.
know.
Paralyzed is like you can't do anything that's like conscious, right? Like you don't stop
Yeah, you
breathing.
still
You don't
breathe.
suffocate when you're paralyzed. So
Okay. All right. So
you can still see. You can
so
still hear.
the bookseller, this is not good at all. This is not good at all. Here, let me examine him. I'm a man of medicine. Are you gonna feed him water out of your water skin?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Here, drink. Chad, my friend, drink this.
Okay. That is a DC 15 on that sleeping potion, and it is good for elves. Here we go.
It's a DC 15. What, con save?
Con save.
Probably good at con saves.
He's good at con save.
Silvery barbs him.
Now I'm gonna use silvery.
Yeah, there you
barbs.
go. There it is.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then give yourself advantage on this lie.
Yes, I will do that.
oh, 20.
Can I do it again?
I don't think so. Can you?
It's
Oh
a
no, it's a
reaction.
reaction.
It's a
so I only get it
But,
once.
but you know what? I can silvery barbs him.
To give yourself advantage.
Yeah, I'm going to need it. All right. I
Okay.
silvery barbs him.
Okay. Here goes.
He's got a giant bonus, guys.
Yes.
No. Okay.
13.
Yes.
So you get the sleeping potion down his gullet, but let me see. And the bookseller's like, "What
And
is
then-
this magic you're casting on him? What do you keep casting upon him?
Healing magic from our
what
Lord and Savior.
I
We're
don't
trying to-
recognize this is healing magic."
What business is it of yours, you nosy merchant?
Pardon him, Mr. Bookseller. I learned magic far away, and it may look different to your eyes.
Where did you learn healing magic?
From the divine. Where did you learn healing magic?
Well, from the university.
I see. Well, there are more than one ways to skin a cat, are there not?
Well, he doesn't seem to be reacting to it. Maybe
That's-
I should. I have this drought.
Take
that
him
I
to
can
your
give
shop,
to him.
sir. Let us help you take him to your shop, and he can be more comfortable than out here on the street, being a display.
Would you care to partake of some of this water yourself, sir?
I would not. I hardly drink this stuff. All right, so but the problem is the dude is still paralyzed, so his arms are still like.
Well, that's what I was
solid.
going to say. It's in my mind. I was going to be telling Filnyr, okay, let it go.
All right, Mr. Merchant, sir, will you take care
Look,
of him?
the rigor
Clearly
in his
my
arms is easing already.
clearly my magic is not working. How long does that potion take to take effect?
I mean,
we
you
were-
don't know. You've never used it before.
But we used it
And
on
we used
Syl.
it on sale.
We sit on Syl all the time.
It would go.
Was it
It was like immediate.
30 seconds,
was like
or is it like
immediate.
10 minutes? Okay.
It was like immediate.
Okay,
Yeah.
so because I can stop concentrating on Hold
Yeah.
Monster and his
Yeah.
body will relax. So basically, like, I will. Mr. Merchant, my magic may work slower than yours. It is restorative. It is not instant. So there, look, I'll break the concentration on Hold Monster and see his arms are beginning to relax. His breathing is normalized.
But he remains unconscious. Boy,
It is
boy, do you
restorative.
hear me?
He must have struck his head.
Yes. Can you take him to your shop and let him rest there? We are staying very far
Yes,
from here.
we will send for help from our order. We
Just-
will bring assistance.
Can you not just send him to your temple? Yes, just send him to your temple. A
Yes,
bookshop
send
is
him
no,
how?
it's not a
we will send
hospital.
for help, but can you put him in your store just to wait for the help to arrive?
Look at this beef. I cannot carry it.
So he
We are
looks
but
at you. And
sinewy soy boys.
he's sort of he doesn't hold his hand out exactly, but he's sort of like his left hand extends a little bit. He says, "Well, I guess I could find a chair for him to relax in."
Filnyr will throw 10 gold into his hand.
Oh, very good. Would you like a book to read, sir?
No, that is quite all right. We have an appointment to make that he was supposed to join us for. We'll have to explain it away. We'll be in quite an explanation. But we will be there shortly, and we will send help back. I don't expect it will take long. Please take him in.
Very well. Meanwhile, I'll try one of my lesser restoration spells and see if that helps him.
Very well. But get him inside.
Wait
when
a
he's
second.
We now have 2 minutes.
But take him inside first.
Very well. Yes, you. Of course, you're right. Of course, you're right. I'll put him. Help me get him in this chair.
Does he have any cups laying around that he
Yes.
might have been drinking out of?
Sure. Sure.
I'm going to pour the rest of my water skin into his cup.
All right. Here, he doesn't have actually, he's gonna have a +2.
Filnyr, make a
bonus.
distraction. Keep him talking.
All right. Yeah.
What kind of books do you sell here?
Mostly histories, medicine books as well.
Do you have any history books on the history of not Monterre, but the Gilbrain, the larger?
That's a 28 sleight of hand.
All right. This is a +2. Natural 20. What do I do with that?
What is his
Ability
bonus?
checks don't auto
Yeah,
succeed.
what's the bonus on that?
Yeah,
+2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then he fails.
Well, all right. Oh yes, I have many books on the histories of the Gilbrain. Many more, obviously, on the Mountain City. But yes, yeah,
Winston, we don't have time for this. I'm sorry, sir. We must be away.
Yes, you're right.
We will
I'm
bring
sorry.
help for our friend.
You know I'm quite
What
the
is your
history
friend's
buff.
name for when he wakes up? I feel certain I can wake him up.
It's Chad LaBeouf.
Chad LaBeouf.
Now, listen, that's just what we started calling him, but the waiters kind of confirmed it now. So,
Yeah, that's
Are
right.
we just
That's it.
treating that as his real
It's
name now?
LaBeouf.
That we
You
figured
always
out?
mispronounce his surname. It is LaBeouf.
Oh,
Notice
yes.
spelled strangely.
A
Must
nod
not
to
have-
his possible elven heritage.
Oh dear. Oh, I see it in the ears now.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness! It's notoriously difficult to set an elf into a sleep. He must have truly hit his head very hard.
He must have hit his head very hard. We
I
will be
will
back.
opt
We
for
will
a
send help
greater
for him.
restoration spell. All right, I'll see you soon.
Take your time. My
Sir.
magic works slowly. As I said, it is restorative. It will take
Do not put yourself out, please.
perhaps
He
an hour.
appears to be resting peacefully. Our acolytes will take good care of him. Please, should you put yourself out anymore, you will not be compensated, if you understand my meaning.
Oh,
I will be back
You
for
are-
books, but
you are
please.
providing a service we have not asked for. And should you seek recompense for it, it will not be forthcoming.
so you would like for him to remain asleep?
I would like for
Give
him
him-
to rest peacefully until we can have our own healers look at him.
Let him rest. Our healers will come. It won't be long.
All right. I'll let you give me a deception check there, Filnyr.
I do not wish to cast aspersions on your
With straight roll or
bookseller's
advantage,
magic.
since I've got Schnobik piping
Yeah,
in.
I'll let you
bullshit
have
over me.
advantage, although I am unconvinced.
How's a 23, Celia?
Yeah, that's fine here. I'm not going to even roll because that's better than he can perceive. And so fine. All right. So you are only a couple of blocks away from the prison now.
I say this to Filnyr, but just loud enough for him to hear. We will not be shaken down by a shyster bookseller.
But he has
Charlatan magician.
No. Stephen, enough of that. We must go. We are
And
already
he
running
and
late.
his greater restorations.
Let us go. Let us go.
No.
Booksellers selling greater restorations in Monterre. What a joke.
Greater grift, if you ask me.
These the worst monks I've ever seen in my entire life. What a bunch
All
of
right.
shitty folk.
All right, let's.
We are not shitty folk, we are country folk.
No, we're moving. We're moving. In my head, I'm like, shut up. We're going. We don't have time for this.
All right. So you get to the prison and it's
So we get to the prison.
yeah.
Yeah. So, is there a moment where there's nobody
Filnyr,
around?
Can you please just take it from here? God damn it.
Yes. Sure. Let us. Fine. I won't hide myself. Let us go. So we get to the door. Knock
it's
on the-
open. It's
It's
open.
open. So
Yeah,
we walk
yeah.
in the door.
And you see that there are guards sitting at a table playing cards. And they look up at you and they say, yeah.
Chad LaBeouf sent us. He was unable to make it today. We are here to see the lady.
Chad LaBeouf.
Yes, he comes on the regular at this time.
Kyrus? The elf?
Yes, the one. Cut ears. That one.
So that's his real name, Chad LaBeouf. Kyrus always sounded like a bullshit name to me.
It's quite a bullshit name, isn't it?
Chad LaBeouf sounds so much more convincing. How things become canon. Yeah.
Very well. It is odd that anyone would take his place.
It is odd, I know, but he was out of sorts.
So
Something in his
you
cooler
know what
today.
he's here to do,
Yes, I've been given all the information.
and you think you're up to the task.
Indeed. But that is why I brought help.
Interesting. Well, I'll tell you what. I will escort you to the chambers, and if she accepts you, then I will let even the chipmunk in your pocket accompany you.
He is,
He can see
My-
the chipmunk in his pocket.
Yeah, you keep looking up. I know you do. You keep looking up. I know how you are.
Look it up.
I was
Trust
told
me,
the
I
chipmunk
am
was a
just-
special request.
I'm just happy to see you. Yeah.
I thought it was strange, but then I thought maybe she has not seen the outside world for some time, and a chipmunk is a representation of the outside.
You know what? Let's go. I'll take you back to her and see what she says.
Very well.
All right. First, let me see what you're working with under your robes.
That's
Weapons.
Is this really your job?
shields? Anything that could hurt the lady.
so I give him my shield. My weapon is not present.
Right, because you have the
'Cause
packed
I can just
weapon. Yeah.
bamf it.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't.
Here's a key.
I left my what did I
Everything
leave?
but
Oh,
the
yeah.
robe in the trunk outside her door. I will go and speak to the lady.
She may call me. What did you say, Kyrus? If it please her.
Well, I don't know what pleases her. It's a
Suppose
parade
that's
of
not
strange as far as I can tell.
It's not your concern.
Very well. So he shows you the trunk and he tells you both to put all of anything martial in there. Shield, sword, and
I've only got one thing under my robe that could hurt the lady, and I promise I'll be gentle with it.
This is your mother in my head.
He doesn't know that.
All right. So he is going to pat you down.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
So
I guess we've doffed our
I'm
armor.
sorry,
Is
are
that-
you thirsty?
you would not believe the number of assassins that would love to be the ones who claim to take the Lady Silchavinde Demo Road out.
Understood.
Very well.
Oh, duh. No, never mind. Yeah, I leave my rapier and my
Armor in the chest.
And your armor.
my
Yeah.
shield in the chest.
And
He
Can I
wants the
run an
shields
insight
too?
check on this guy before?
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Not that it's great. Not that it's great. But I feel like I got to do something. 12, just to see if he's being legit.
I mean, there's a trunk here. He has the key for it. It's clearly a evidence locker.
So
Like,
things are
it's-
lining up.
Things are lining up for you.
Okay. And he gives me the key and I get to keep the key?
You get to keep the key.
Okay.
Yeah. It's your things.
Oh, it's like okay. We're treating it like a locker. Yeah.
Like a locker. Yeah, it's like a locker.
Okay.
But
But wait, is it right outside her door, or is this more like?
in a
well, you
you
don't
don't know
know
you don't know the door.
we don't know.
You don't know
Right.
what's next. Yeah.
Okay.
But so he goes into the door, and then he is gone for a little bit as you guys are doffing your armor and all of that.
Mhm.
And he comes out and he says, Kyrus. And he looks at you and he winks. He goes, yep. The lady will see you and the human, but I should warn you, it is not a pretty sight in there.
Thank you for the warning.
Yes, it's very weird.
That's the good stuff.
So he says, I will lock you into this
Mhm.
room. You need just hit the hammer on the door, and I will come and
There's a hammer.
fetch you and open up. Oh, it's a banger.
Very well.
It's a banger on the inside of the door. Hit it 3 times, and I will come and let you out.
All right.
Good luck.
All right, let's go through the door.
Okay. It's a long hallway, and it's 60 or 70 feet long to get into the next door. And the next door is wide open, and you definitely smell something fetid. And when you turn the corner into the room, it is a well-apportioned room of a noble woman. It's basically like a bedroom and a sitting room, and there's even a small reading nook, lots of books. And then you see that there is a table that's about 3 feet off the ground, 6 feet long, and there is a deceased man laying on it. And he is under glass, but he is decomposing.
Like a bit like Lenin in his tomb, or is he not preserved?
He is preserved slightly, but you recognize some of the smells that are the sort of Gilbrainy desiccation fluids. And so it's sort of like,
yes, Gilbrainy desiccation fluids.
yeah, it's
I know the smell well.
It causes the water to leave the body, and usually this is done in a mortuary. But he is basically mummifying here.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a look at him, and it looks like Mr. Percy, but even older.
And of course, I recognize him.
You recognize him. This is Percy's father.
Percy.
And yes,
Percy's father, Percy.
yes.
So we shut the door. Do we see anyone else in the room?
No. But there's another door that is hung with linens that are sort of cut down the center so that you can pass through, and you hear the voice of your mother say, "This better be good. Chad has been incredible the last 6 months. If Reinhold has sent some ninny boy, I will know that he is not sticking to our deal. Come, show yourself. 2 is better than 1.
I say, so keep it in your pants, mother. So old Percy is dead then.
Dear gods, Schnobik.
And I also I want to jam my rapier. Oh, I call my rapier to my hand using weapon bond.
Does it disappear and reappear in your hand, or does it fly through the
Yes.
air? Okay.
No, it disappears and
Okay.
reappears. I have to be
Okay.
on the same plane.
Okay. All right.
But and then I'm gonna jam it in the door jamb just in case anybody
Okay.
tries to come in. Right.
While he's doing that, I'm crawling out of
Or is
Filnyr's pocket.
there like a better way to brace it? If I look around, is there another way to like buy us some time
it
with the door?
opens in, so you could put a chair and your sword. I mean, there's a way to do it that you could, it's going to take a lot for someone to open it up if if you take some effort on this.
Yeah.
And she comes out and she's covering herself with a chiffon, little nothing. She was naked in there. And
we are here to change your status from political prisoner to political exile.
Oh, I always knew it would be you who would come for me, my love. Look at you. You're amazing. And Reinhold told me that you knew. It's such a wonderful thing. What a wonderful man he is.
And I just come out of the polymorph. God damn it, I'm here too.
Oh.
Pop goes the weasel.
She looks at you and she says, "You."
Yes, me.
And why have I not heard about wedding bells ringing in Hawk City?
Oh, get dressed.
I will not. And she lets it gape open a little bit.
She
says, "You are in my boudoir, son."
Ionus and I both like roll our eyes and look away simultaneously.
I just say, no, I stare right at her and I just say, "Fine." And I teleport us out of here.
Ah!
Oh, you do?
We're not even going to give her a moment to gather her things.
Yeah. Who are you teleporting? Everybody?
Everybody. All
Because
of
all
us
our
in the
shit's
room.
in that trunk. I mean, I got some nice armor in that trunk.
The plan was to teleport out of here.
Well,
I don't know how we're going to get that shit back.
Well, so, okay. I think as you start to cast teleport, wait, we have time. Give us a moment. They don't know you're in here. They are expecting Schnobik and I to leave. You could take your mother, and we could leave, and you could come back for us.
No, God, don't overcomplicate it, Filnyr. Wave goodbye to that armor.
Fuck, I love that armor. The shield I could give a shit about, but that armor was so comfortable. So protective.
so protective.
If you want your armor, I will have the men send for it, and they will be wherever we want to be. These guards are loyal to me, not Erlington or anyone else. It's fine. Tell me where we're going, and I'll let me tell them where we're going, and then we'll have them send the armor to you.
My lady, if these guards are loyal to you, may I ask why you stay here?
Where else would I go, half-elf? My son has no kingdom. My husband is dead. My sister, if the reports are to be believed, has rejoined her bastard husband in Adair and is making amends. The Silchavines are over. At least here I get to sit in this tower and read my books and eat this wonderful food. And occasionally have an elf for dinner.
Have you had no news of the burgeoning kingdom of Ionia?
My lady, I am happy to inform you that your news has been lacking. Your son Ionus, along with Schnobik and myself, have united the Breen Valley.
You don't say.
Ionus is more or less, short of the crown, the one in charge of all of it.
And then I would say less, but
Son,
I'm sure he would say more.
You are intending to come and take Monterre from the outside. Is that what I'm hearing you say, with an army all your own?
I will say no more. Send for Filnyr's armor, bring it here, and we will leave, and then we will talk.
We must have the crown of Monterre.
I'm sure there are a lot of things that you want. Again, send the armor to this room. We will leave, then we talk.
Very well. She walks sensuously past you, Filnyr, looking
I mean,
over
if
her
she's
shoulder. as
sending
she
for the armor,
walks.
she might as well send
Just
for
send
all of our things.
Send for
yes?
the whole trunk.
And she beats on the banger a few times, and
Should
guard-
we
I
wait
go
in the
back
other
into
room?
her extra room.
the guard
I unbarricade it.
the guard opens the door, and he says, "Yes, yes." She says, "Oh, for goodness sakes, why did you make them strip down to nothing? These are soldiers. They're not lovers." "Well, ma'am, Percy always said Percy is not even living anymore. God rest his soul, his system didn't work. Let them have their things. And for what it's worth, you have been a great number 2. You and Robert, tarry in here. Gather up your things. We are leaving." Leaving the prison, ma'am. Leaving the city of Monterre, as far as I can tell. Is that right? The city of Monterre, is that what we're leaving?
Who's she asking?
You, Schnobik.
I will say no more, and I do not know how many we can take with us.
I will not be leaving without Robert and Lan. These are my body men.
In my head, I ask Ionis, "Can you take 2 more?
I will not.
Let us
Very well.
surprise them."
Yes, we can take them.
Very well. Let us get together. Robert, would you fetch me my dress and my riding? Actually, yes. Bring me my riding outfit. I haven't worn that in some time. I have a feeling we're going southways. Ah, yes, ma'am. So she gets dressed, and Robert and Lan make their way in, and they're collecting their things, and
We've got our things.
yes. So how does this work? Do we all join hands?
Yes.
And Shiandolin looks around and says, "Well, I guess there are some benefits to producing a wizard."
All right. What can I see from hidden?
Oh, you're not out there with them?
I'm not.
He's still in the back room.
No, I mean, there's these 2 guards. There's
But I can see everybody.
yeah,
And how far away are they?
15 feet.
I mean, we can just all gather hands, and you can still only teleport the 4 of
I know,
us,
but
right?
it's within 10 feet. I was trying to stay hidden.
Oh.
Well, your mom just says, "Ionis, if you're going to cast a spell, come cast the spell. Robert and Lan are not your enemies." And then
And,
Lan looks up and says, "Ionis, your son is here?" "Yes, Schnobik is also my son." And she looks at you and she says, "You are also my son."
Wait, have I had a chance to put my armor back on?
Yeah. You have it back on.
Just I'm eyeing this guy to see what his reaction is.
He seems.
Do I roll an insight?
Yeah, you can roll an insight.
Oh, you were just about to tell me I shouldn't.
Well,
offer
I mean,
stuff
he
up
seems like from
12.
He seems like he doesn't give a shit about anything she says, and he is going along with whatever she says because he is paid to do so.
Mm-hmm.
He with a 12 insight, you do not feel as though he is a loyal servant, especially compared to Percy, who did and would have laid his life down on the line for her. Very well. Let's go, Ionis.
So I walk out of the room. I stare at everyone very intently as they are holding hands, and I cast teleport on myself, Filnyr, Schnobik, and my mother.
Okay.
And we go to the library in Florence Library in Lakenhearth.
Okay. And you are there. And your mom looks around and she says, "Robert and Lan. Where are Robert and Lan?"
Oh, I'm sorry. The 2 people that I don't know.
Oh no. Something must have gone wrong.
You too. I need my body men.
For what? You have us now.
Oh, so you're going to be sitting around with me all day long while you're making a kingdom? I think not. I've been married to a king before. I know you won't have time for me. Leave the half-elf. That will do.
You're absolutely right. We have no time for you at all. Well, you're going to learn how to take care of yourself for once. Welcome to Lake and Hearth, Mother.
Well, the library is quite nice.
It is quite nice.
In my
This
head,
is
I
where
go,
we've been.
Should we tell her not to pull that book over there?
What?
We'll give you the tour, Mother.
It even smells the same
Just don't go
as my
exploring.
prison.
Don't go exploring too much. And for now, we're going to keep you out of sight. I'd like to sit and talk with you, but I don't know how safe you are wherever you are, to be honest.
You need to understand something, son. It took a great deal of planning and sacrifice to set up this deal with Harkness. I need you to at least consider, before the King's Moot, on Robert's gift.
Ionus, I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
I am hungry.
We should get something to eat. Mother, are you hungry?
I'm very hungry, but you must listen to me.
Yes, let us get something to eat. And I walk out of
This
the room.
insolence is not attractive on you, Schnobik.
Who are you to talk of insolence? You and Father have completely destroyed our family.
We have saved this island.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
In what way?
In all the ways. Nobility we were rising up on top of everything, and at least now Monterre is not under the yoke of Harkness anymore.
It never was going to be under the yoke of Harkness. We've taken care of Hawk. We've taken care of Adair. We're going to come back and take care of Monterre. I'm uniting the valley, Mother, without your help.
We'll see if you can do that.
It's practically done. Hawk is nothing. Adair is nothing.
Well, Monterre's not nothing. And Reinhold is certainly not nothing.
He's done well. We're going to let him stew a little bit longer in that cesspool that is currently Monterre. But there are a lot of things going on that you do not understand, Mother. I did not want you to stay in prison, so you are free. I can take you to Adair to be with your sister Goliath. You will be safe there. Or you can remain here in Lake and Hearth, hidden, and as safe as I can make you.
This is hell. I can tell it. I can smell it. This is a small town. They will not have good food. And you have completely shirked your responsibilities again.
I actually believe I've done quite well. Cleaning up your mess. Saving our family name. Do you even know how people look at us? Do you even care?
I don't care for the small people, Ionus. You are part of a larger plan, as I am. Here, let me show you. Let me show you what you are. And she pulls out from the bag that she packed, like, quickly. She pulls out a steel rod, and you immediately recognize that it has Illithid writing all over it. And she says, you are descended from gods, Ionus. Your destiny is to rule as a god. This is the language of the gods. Do you know what this says?
Can I cast my comprehend languages on it?
Sure, you can You can cast it.
You gonna
Here.
take 10 minutes? Or-
No,
Yes.
just cast it as a first level. So it's a first level spell. Just use a first level spell. You made Tim use like 2 hold monsters. He's out of
He
spells.
He doesn't have it.
Almost. I'm not
you
out
have
of spells.
comprehend
I'm
languages
cool.
prepped.
I'm cool,
Oh.
Sam. We're just going to hand wave
Okay.
that because Tom really wants me to
Yeah.
Okay.
cast it.
Yeah.
It would be funnier to make his mom wait 10 minutes. So
Yeah,
he could
right.
be like, I'm going to check what you're telling me.
Wait, yes, I can read it. I can almost read it. Yes. Yes, the meaning is coming through.
Let me look at it here. Let
and-
me study this here.
It says Delron Silchavinde owns the rights to all of Gilbrain and has a responsibility to shepherd the people and creatures of it. That's what it says. And you have cast comprehend languages. It says, when standing in the oracle to unveil the path that lies concealed, seek the harmony of celestial cycles and the wisdom of hidden truths. The journey begins with the birth of our Lord and ends in his remains.
I come back in through the door. I found sausages.
And I just sit down for a moment. I say, this is the language of the Illithids.
No, it's the language of gods.
Why do you call these gods?
Well, that's what I was told. This is the language of the gods.
Schnobik says with a full mouth, that's Illithid writing right there.
Well,
The Silchavinde name came from the Illithids?
directly. We are descended from Ehi herself.
You have no tentacles.
Yes, what happened to the Illithid shape?
What are you talking about? The Illithid shape? What madness do you speak of, boy?
What matters do you say? This is the language of an alien race. You call them gods. These are octopus people. Have you never seen an Illithid before?
This is what gives the Silchavines the right to rule over all of Gilbrain.
This rod.
Yes, it says that Delron Silchavinde is given the right over all the lands of the Gilbrain. It says it right there.
Who gives Delron this right? Who would honor this?
The gods gave it to him.
Who cares about these gods? There's no one around who listens to this.
Well, this can unlock the door to the oracle. And that is who gives us our power and prestige.
Oracle.
Where is this oracle? Where is this?
Or I've never been, but your father says it's the very center of the mountain.
Has he been there?
He claims his father took him there when he was a small child, but that he did not feel you were deserving.
Well, I have the rod now. And he's lying in the dirt.
And that's where we're going to end episode 102 of Every War Must End, the Dungeon Dads podcast.
What the fuck?
And stick around for our bonus therapy episode
Yeah.
coming up right after this.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you broke her out, man. Good work.
Yay.
Yeah.
I broke her out.
Yay.
He seemed so
Yay.
happy about it when he did it, too.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you. I'm taking you and we're going.
I was not expecting Chad LaBeouf to take so long.
That was hilarious.
Oh my God.
That was
Well, let's save it for the
Comedy.
bonus.
Primo Dungeon Dads.
yes. Primo Dungeon Dads.
Oh, man.
All right. On to the bonus, fellas.
On the
Yeah.
bonus. Come
Yeah.
on back next week, everybody, for the bonus episode. If you're not on Patreon yet, oh my gosh, get there. If you've lasted 102 episodes with us, you're really missing some
$3.
some really good
$3.
community there.
It's cheaper than coffee now. I mean,
That's
that's
And
right.
Yeah.
we just did Mountain City Mayhem episode 40 too. So if you're all caught up and looking for something
Yeah.
else to binge, you got 40 episodes of that. you
Yeah,
can
Yeah,
just
Sam
burn
runs
through.
that one. It's good.
Yeah, it's great. So yes. So
He's
come
the
back
man of
next week.
999 voices.
That's right. Not quite 1,000. Not quite 1,000. I have the extra voice. Although today really surprised me. That was an incredible Dorchester, England accent. Like I was.
That was number 762 in his
I was-
index.
I was literally, you were
Tom,
literally blowing me
Which
away
which one is the 1,000th voice?
from mine.
Yeah.
Mine, I took the 1,000th voice from you. It's the Reinhold Erlington voice. That is that guy. I say, I have a little bit of cheek that's flopping. That's the guy.
You gotta wobble just a little bit when you speak, sir.
We'll hear all these voices on the bonus.
Yeah,
No, we're
Winston
not.
Hill
I'm
Church
not
wants to
doing
chat
voice in
about
the
it.
bonus.
That's right. That's right.
She was just a girl.
All right, toodaloo, everybody.
Toodaloo.
It's a cute place. Hoboken is cute. I like it. I like it. Jersey has culture, is what I'm saying. I really do like the
Are
Hoboken.
you really a New
culture.
Yorker?
Me? No. I mean, like, I'm open to all things. I'm a very open-minded New Yorker. Okay, Johnny, you ready for this? We've been
Yeah, I'm
recording already, so some of
I'm
this
ready.
is gonna.
Tom, you know what I ate for dinner tonight?
What'd you eat
Detroit
tonight?
style pizza.
That's fucking fuck you. That's not even a thing. You made that up.
No, that is a
Detroit
thing. That is a thing.
Pizza. Okay. Okay.
I was
It's a thing.
I was testing to see how much of a New Yorker you
How-
were. If that
how
would make
open-minded you
mad.
actually
How
were.
open-minded are you really?
I mean, I'm very open-minded, but you have to come at me with real things.